All right. We are recording Sisterhood Team Call December 16th, 9 days to Christmas. Thanks everybody for taking the time to come on. We are not going to have a team call next week, which is going to be the 23rd. Hope that everybody will just be enjoying their fam and doing all the things. But tonight, and I think probably the week after, what we're really going to be focusing on is the huge opportunity that is in your hands. As you embark on this new program, as you bring in all these women to this amazing community, it's now really time to deliver. And Erin and I have been chatting a lot, and I've listened to a couple trainings lately that have given me a lot of good perspective. I think when I was a new coach, I was super gung-ho in my community, and as time goes on, there's days where I work for like 6 hours in this business and I don't go in my community once. And that really is something that I'm reflecting on and focusing on improving in the new year, because I really do believe that your best challengers turn into working coaches. So tonight's call is going to be all about being the best challenger in your group. Before I pass it on, why don't we open it up for recognition? If anybody has any, you can take yourself off mute.
I'll go. I have two people to shout out tonight. The first one is my husband. He's looking at me all skeptically. He turned emerald, so that's super awesome. And he's like, oh yeah, I did. Yeah, he did. And then the next person that I want to shout out is actually one of the speakers tonight on this call. It's Ashlyn. If you guys are active in Coach Corner, you've probably noticed that she has been on the freaking ball with answering everybody's questions lately. And she's done the same in our own community. I've stepped slightly away from our Coach Pod chat because I know that she's just got it and she's done her research. And she knows more than like most people know about Beachbody. So I just want to shout her out for being awesome and for being an amazing person to work with and for taking the time to answer so many people's questions. Because like, honestly, you're amazing and you're so active in that chat. So thanks, Ashlyn.
I'd like to go. I would like to welcome Sally Ann to the group. She just joined today. Super excited to have her. She's on the call today, so yay, great start, and super excited to work with you, Sally Ann.
I'll go. I want to welcome Celia to her first coach call. Celia became a discount coach. She loves being in the smaller kind of pods and doing all of the new programs, but decided to dabble into the business now and is doing the December coach mentorship. So she's coming to call. She's already got SC points on the board, got her first discount coach, and it got her and me into a freaking exclusive bod group with Autumn in January. So like, I'm just so proud of her and so like thankful for her that we get this opportunity. So super happy to work with you, Celia. It's so much fun.
That's so cool. I saw that they announced the first round of people, but I didn't realize that we had somebody that qualified.
Yeah, so basically it's like, it has to be, I guess, the first ever SC points of a coach getting someone on a challenge pack, but they also invite the sponsoring coach. I was like, woohoo!
That's so cool. What's Celia's last name?
Celia Bond.
Okay, congrats. That's really cool. Anybody else?
Yes, I have I'm just trying to find a quiet spot. It's like chaos in here. Hang on. Okay. I just want to take a quick minute and welcome my newest coach, Megan. She joined us last week. She is a trained pound instructor and already has made a name for herself in our community here. And so this was just a natural fit because she was supplementing her pound with Beachbody workouts and has gone incredible results so far. So Megan, you and I have a plan. We are going to make everybody happy and healthy in the Pontiac, and I'm so excited to link arms and do this with you. So welcome to the sisterhood.
Okay, I forgot one thing. I need to welcome Ashley. I didn't know she was on the call, so shame on me. Ashley just moved back to Canada after being overseas for 13 years, and she's also my sister. So I'm sprinkling my own little sisterhood into the sisterhood. And she's on the call tonight, and she's gonna dive into coaching. She's a yoga teacher and a busy mom, and I'm super excited to have my bestie with me on this. So welcome, sister.
I literally side texted my sister Erin, and I was like, "Who's the new bombshell on the call, Ashley?" And Erin's like, "I don't know."
Yeah.
That's awesome. Welcome. Obviously, love welcoming a sister, and watching your story coming home has been really sweet. So welcome to the call, Ash. And I wanted to shout out Erin for hitting Team Builder this week. Erin Girouard, congrats to you. Love watching you build your team, and it's a big part of the reason why we asked you guys to speak tonight. Ashlyn, I see you in Coach Corner as well, and recognize all of your efforts and like just your dedication to this business so far. I remember when Ashlyn started, like 2 days in, I got on a call with her and Erin and one of Erin's other coaches, Steph, and Ashlyn was like, "Yeah, we'll see how it goes," like the classic, like, "We'll see, you know, maybe kind of sort of gonna do it." And like, you've totally embraced this role and are incredible at it, and really appreciate you in this community. So tonight, we are gonna open up with Erin and Ashlyn talking about what they're doing in their community. Like I said, we bring these women in, and your job really starts once they purchase. You know, you've done all this work to try and change someone's life and get them to join and buy a challenge pack, but now the work starts, right? Now you get to show up as a coach and start to lead them through the process of doing one of these programs. So we recognize Ashlyn and Erin have done an incredible job so far in their community, and we wanted them to share a little bit, especially as so many new coaches embark on starting your first group. I think that more than ever, there's going to be new coaches doing their own group for the first time with 9 Week Control Freaks. So it's really important that we sort of take some time and think about like, okay, how are we going to show up in this community, and how are we going to deliver the best possible results to the women that have entrusted us with their journey? Because fitness is a personal thing. So take it away, Erin or Ashlyn, however you guys have decided you're going to rock it out tonight.
Erin, do you want to do your recognition first? I saw you mention something in the chat.
I do. Corey, you went ahead without doing a last call. I just want to give a quick shout out to Natasha Gour. I don't know if she's on the call tonight. Yes, she is. I see her. She hit Team Builder, and she's honestly worked so hard in like 6 months. I feel like you've only been doing this job less than 6 months, and you've killed it out the gates. You killed it in 75 days, 75 hard. And guys, she's so crazy. She's choosing to do 75 hard again in January. Like, you are incredible, and I can't wait to see what 2021 brings for you. Erin, you reminded me, I also want to shout out my husband. He's not listening. He's never going to know. But he also hit Team Builder, which I feel like I'm really proud of, because essentially that's me. And yeah, it's just really cool building this business in so many different facets. So sorry to jump in there. I appreciate you letting me speak. So thanks. Take it away.
It always makes me laugh when somebody shouts their husband out on the Sisterhood Coach page, and like Jamie pipes in and he's like, "Wow, like all their hard work and dedication," and you're like, you know, it's you who's like working so hard. Anyway, I always have a good laugh. So hey everyone, I'm Erin. I'm super excited to talk to all of you tonight. I just kind of want to start by saying, if you're a new coach on the call and you're somebody who's worried about starting your own community because you don't have any challengers, or maybe you have just 1 or 2 challengers, I once also had only one challenger, and here she's on the call with me today, and that's Ashlyn. And she's going to be hitting diamond like soon. So there was a time that I was only a one gal show too. So yeah, I just kind of want to start off by saying, like, don't let that derail you from starting, because there's something to be said about starting from the beginning with someone who is now, you know, my partner, a best friend, and ultimately like my hugest support in this. So I'm Erin. Like I said, I created Every Effort in the end of August. So I'm still very new. My goal in becoming a coach, well, there's many goals, but my goal for Every Effort was to have 50 challengers by the end of this year. And as of today, we have 150. So we way surpassed that goal. It was not something that I did alone. We now have 11 working coaches in the group. So I'm feeling really proud of what we've created as a team. And so I'm just going to come on and share a little bit about our story and a couple of the things that we're doing to just garnish some engagement and make everybody feel very valued, which is first and foremost what I want to talk about. I knew in creating a community of my own that I wanted every single woman who joined to feel like a valued member. I know how scary it is to start something new because one time I was also just a challenger. So I know how it feels to be kind of stepping into a group of women that you've never met, throwing yourself into an experience that is all new and foreign. So I really wanted to be the person to hold everybody's hand and make them feel important. And so first and foremost, when I sign someone up, and whenever I welcome a new challenger into our community, and this was even when we were like brand new and we had just a few people, I welcome them in with a big welcome post. And now, because we have a lot of traction and we have a lot of people joining every week with multiple coaches, we do like a big group welcome. But it's kind of like when we were, if you've done the training videos, you heard Courtney talk about inviting, like if you're going to a party and you just say like, hey, everybody can come, you're not as likely to go as if somebody were to personally invite you. And I think of the welcome in the exact same way, is that like, if you walked into a party and nobody paid any attention to you, would you be the person to just go up and be like, I'm Erin, I'm here, notice me, hey, so happy to be here? Like, maybe not. And so I really want to welcome them in personally. And I ask the other challengers in the group to also welcome them in and share something with them. So it just so happens Ashlyn and I have really young babies. So a lot of the women in our group are young, or not young moms. Well, we are pretty young, but our moms too. So I'll ask them, like, share with them your biggest why. Like, what is your reason for being here? And then everyone starts talking about their kids. So these new joiners coming into this community know that these are also other moms. They're finding common ground. They're hearing a little bit about other people's journeys. We ask people to share their results right off the bat. So this is getting the new welcomers excited. So right off the bat, we are getting them to engage in the community. After their first workout, I ask them to send me a message. And I open it up for questions. I ask how they're feeling, if they had any thoughts. And then right away, I'm encouraging them to post that in our community. So oftentimes I'll be like, oh, I'm feeling shy. You know, I don't know anyone. And that's my opportunity to say, like, we all, you know, didn't know somebody at the point that you're in. So like, I really encourage them to get in the community, because we know that when we're doing this together, there's strength in numbers, there's strength in togetherness, and there's so much strength in having that support from each other. So I really want everybody to experience that when they're coming into our group. I'm also following up right off the bat with all of our challengers about the products. So if you're invested in this, we all know that we should be using the products. I'm a firm believer that the success I've had in the 50-pound weight loss has been because of Shakeology, because of Energize, and because of Ultimate Portion Fix. So I don't want to be the type of coach that is saying like, oh yeah, you know, you could just cancel the shakes like right after you get them though. There's like really no obligation. Like, I want people to love these as much as I do. So when they get their package, I'm following up with that. You'd be shocked at how many times people are like, oh, I really don't like it because I just mixed it with water like the package said. And you're like, no, make a delicious, like something out of it. And I can share, you know, my favorite smoothie recipes with them. And then they're like, oh yeah, this is great. You're right. And so just following up a little bit about the package that they receive in the mail, because it's so fun to unbox this big, beautiful thing. And I really want to be there to like walk them through that and make sure that they're enjoying everything and that they know how everything works. And then once they're in and they're commenting and they're posting their sweaty selfies and they're doing the work, as coaches in every effort, we make sure that we comment on every single bit of engagement that goes into the group. So like never will there be somebody that posts a question that has no answers. Never will there be a sweaty selfie that doesn't have somebody saying something about it. So like whether that's, you know, you go girl, or, you know, like, what did you think about the workout today? Or, you know, what size weights are you using? Like we engage with them to garnish a conversation, because if you're posting your picture and no one's commenting, like how do you know if anyone's even looking at it? Like who are you posting for? And I found that in asking each other these questions and in commenting, it's creating side relationships. So like somebody will be like, oh, I did like day 5 MBF today and it was this and it was that. And then another challenger will be like, I'm doing that too. Or like if we'll tag another challenger and say like, oh, Alina's doing MBF too. And then we kind of connect them together and then they start having these side conversations. So the commenting is key. I just really don't want anybody to feel like they're not being seen and they're not being heard. And we assume that as we grow and we have thousands and thousands of members, that's obviously not going to be realistic to comment on thousands of posts every day, but there will never be a day that I'm not going to try. I'm going to show up every single day in little pockets of time. If I'm, you know, having a quick coffee break or sitting down on the couch to turn on a show, like I'm coming on and I'm going to look at my phone and I'm going to see who's checking in and comment and at least say something on their post, because I really, really want everybody to feel seen and feel heard and to feel like they're doing a great job too. And then I also am sharing my own journey as authentically as I can. And so I'm not perfect. I've had, you know, major nutritional issues this week. And I share that with my challengers. They look to me as a leader in how to get started on these programs, but we're doing this alongside of each other. I'm not the expert. Autumn is, or Megan Davies is. I'm not the expert. I'm the one that's there to do this with them and to be their cheerleader and to encourage them. And so I show up every single day. I just had hernia repair surgery last month, so I couldn't work out for 6 weeks, but we just called it 4. But I showed up every single day still in my community. I post an engagement post every morning for their check-in. So it's a big, beautiful quote of some sort, and we talk about different things like nutrition, who our cheerleaders are, if we need a little bit more support, like what area do you need more support in. And no matter what, I show up. I talk about the good, the bad, the hard, because we're real humans. And I think that it's really, really important for them to feel like we're doing this together, not like it's them doing this. Like we want to achieve success as a team. And so tonight, when I was kind of writing down all these notes to talk to you guys, I thought like, maybe this is just bullshit. Like maybe I don't know what I'm talking about and I've been mistaken and this is not like at all what I'm doing and we're having success for other reasons. So I just decided to be a little bit bold and I texted one of our best challengers. Her name is Natasha and she's had some like insane results. She showed up every single day. Since she started, she worked out like 69 days straight and like has never worked out in her life. So I just asked her, I was like, what makes you feel like a valued member of every effort and what makes you check in every day? And she said, first and foremost, it's the community and connections, and that I always feel valued and supported. And I thought, well, that's good because that's what I'm telling everybody that I'm doing. So it's a good thing that she feels that way. And she said, you and the Every Effort coaches make space for anybody who expresses a need for support, and you show compassion and kindness to everyone. And so she went on to say that there have been moments that she's felt like, you know, she's on the struggle bus and she has all these other coaches, not just like she's my client, but all the other coaches are showing up too for this girl. And she said, you make people feel valued, seen, and heard. It's not hard to want to succeed along with you and be part of the journey and create one for yourself. And you show the fuck up in every way possible. You model the behavior and show and use the products without ever selling it to us. So anyway, after I took all these notes about what I do, it was confirmed that that is in fact what we do. And so like, I think if there's one thing to take away, it's to continue to show up no matter what. Like there's going to be hard days. There's going to be days that you're hungover, or, you know, that you ate an entire McCain's Deep and Delicious cake the night before. And like, this is not something that you need to shy away from sharing with your challengers. Like you can still be the best challenger in your group while simultaneously showing that you're a real human being. And I think that that's just something that makes real women achieve real success in these programs, is that we're doing this together and we're being real with each other. And the realest of all is Ashlyn. So I'm going to turn it over to you to share a bit about your journey.
Hi everyone, can you guys hear me? Okay, so for those that don't know me, my name is Ashlyn. And I just want to talk a little bit about my journey and why our community has been really like what I credit my success to. So I'm a mom to a 3-year-old and an 18-month-old, and I'm actually coming up on the end of my maternity leave after Christmas. So 5 months ago, before I started, I was the heaviest that I'd ever been in my life. And when you combine COVID and maternity leave and the winter, and, you know, I was stuck inside, and I'm an emotional eater and an overeater to begin with. I was just, you know, kind of thrown off the deep end, buying a cake, a pie, whatever, eating it with a fork on nap time and hiding the evidence. And I would just do that repetitively, and I felt like crap. And my stomach was always in knots, and I was unhappy, and it was honestly affecting like every single part of my life. And then one day I realized that my period was 5 days late, and honestly, I was horrified, and it wasn't at the thought that I would have another baby. That wasn't a scary part to me. We still haven't like even totally closed that door yet. It was the thought of going through pregnancy, labor, postpartum recovery in this like completely unhealthy state that I had gotten myself in. And it was honestly like my breaking point and my lowest. And just like in that moment where I really needed something, Erin posted her coming out post and her 3 months transformation, and I messaged her and I was like, I just need to sort some things out, you know, wait to see if I got my period. And I did the next day, and I signed up, and I was her first challenger. And next day I started 21 Day Fix, and that was 5 months ago, and I'm down almost 60 pounds. And it's honestly like completely changed my life. And it's like 100% been from the community. I had been on Weight Watchers most of my adult life. I had lost 75 pounds prior with Weight Watchers. And like, I can honestly say that the nutrition plan that I'm doing now, Ultimate Portion Fix, versus how it was before, like completely night and day in terms of health and giving me the nourishment that I need. Before, I would hoard my points and save them for a special evening out or just a Friday night for beers and snacks. And I would be eating, you know, carrots and fruit during the day just to try and keep myself going, to keep up my points so that I could use them, you know, that night. And it was so unrealistic. It was unsustainable. I was, you know, just throwing everything I could in my mouth the second I would have a drink because my body needed more food. I was doing the same Jillian Michaels DVD over and over again. Like, I could tell you the next time she was gonna like take a deep breath because I was so bored with the workouts. And so, you know, doing this with this community, with the different trainers, with all of this motivation, it has just like completely changed my life. And I can honestly say that this is something that I'm going to be able to sustain for my life. And that is really manageable. And this, like, I wrote this whole like 3-page essay basically that I was going to say, and I've totally just gone off track because I'm just speaking from my heart, which is how it should be. But yeah, I'm just going to try and figure out what I was meaning to say. Basically, long story short, when I first signed up, I told Erin, like, listen, I'm not going to follow nutrition. I know what I should be doing. Like, I thought in my head that like I could follow with Weight Watchers, I could do whatever it was, but you know, being a mom and trying to figure out every single point that I needed to eat for every single food in the day, it was just exhausting and honestly unmanageable, trying to figure all that information out. And with Portion Fix, just how legitimately easy it's been and simple and honestly liberating. It's been so easy to share that in my social media, to share that excitement about this plan and how easy it's been with my challengers. And like within a day or two of having done 21 Day Fix and having to literally like free fall onto the toilet because my legs were so sore from the workouts, I decided like, okay, it's time to give it my all and to like really focus on my nutrition, because if I'm doing this to my body, then I shouldn't throw it out the window by eating garbage. So all of this to say that I still have my struggles with food. I still, you know, go through a half a jar of peanut butter if I have it in the house, and go crazy on my Halloween candy. But I'm honest about it with my challengers. I'm honest about it in our group. I show up regardless of what's going on. I am a real person, but I'm seeing success in knowing that every day is a new day. Every day is a fresh start, and I'm no longer letting these moments throw me off the deep end and, you know, throwing me into like week-long, you know, binges. I have more energy for my girls. I'm happier. I have better digestion. I have more patience. Like, it's really just been all over a complete transformation. And what it has been for me in trying to just sell this to people or connect to people, the number one selling point for me has been this community. People are struggling. The number one thing that they're struggling with is motivation. And what's more motivating than seeing someone turn their excuses into results? What's more motivating than seeing a challenger with 4 children who are checking in every single day and finding the time to prioritize themselves? And what's more motivating than seeing our challengers, even without us having commented yet, interacting with each other and cheering each other on? Like, people are making friendships, and it's honestly just so beautiful to have seen that happening in our community. So when I'm selling this to people, when I'm talking about it to people, when I'm talking about it on social media, it's, I couldn't have done this by myself. I know you struggle with motivation. I did too. This community will help you. This is why it's going to be different for you. So the first thing that we do in our group, like Erin had said, I'm just trying to find my place because I'm just totally rambling. The first thing we do is that we make sure every single day is just to show up. No matter what, I'm showing up, even if I'm having a rough day, if I'm not giving it my all, if my girls are just climbing all over me on my workouts, if they're just having the feelings and I'm having to stop to deal with them, I show up and I talk about it. It's not easy to share these struggles, but there's also nothing more demotivating than watching somebody lose 60 pounds and having it look easy, because it's not. And it's real and it's beautiful. And the second thing that we're doing is that we're engaging on every single post to keep the morale high. So again, Erin said this, every single check-in gets a comment from a coach, regardless of who they signed up with. And we make sure that everyone feels valued. We celebrate when they beat their AMRAP scores, when they up their weights, when they finish a program. Like, that is so huge. We talk about what the next program they're going to do next is, and, you know, tag people, so-and-so just started this program, or they're going to start Monday too. You guys can do this together. You can be accountability partners together. And it's just been like really cool. Natasha, who Erin was talking about that she messaged, Natasha messaged me before she shared her results in our group, because she wanted to thank me just for, you know, writing a few words after her check-ins every day, because I was an additional motivating factor. She said to me, I knew I was getting Erin, but I had no idea I was getting you too. Like, it's a 2-for-1, you know, we're a tag team in this, and it's really cool. And again, so the third thing that we do is we are following up and we're keeping track of challengers. And if they're not showing up, we're contacting them. So I had a challenger that I noticed about 2 weeks ago. She stopped checking in. So I sent her a message and she didn't get back to me. for a couple days. And so eventually she got back to me and she said, I'm sorry that I didn't respond to you, but I didn't want to pump you full of excuses. Moral of the story is she's a teacher. She was staying up till 1 or 2 in the morning, doing lesson plans, and she was feeling really pressured by everybody else that was showing up 7 days a week and checking in, and regretting choosing a 7-day program because she felt like a failure every time she missed her workouts. And what I told her was, this has to be your own journey. You have to make it work for you. If 7 days a week isn't manageable, like, that's fine. Let's come up with a goal for you that is manageable, so that when you reach that goal, you can be proud and you don't have to feel like you are failing or letting yourself down. And I mean, none of this is groundbreaking. None of this is stuff you guys probably haven't said to your own challengers before, but she wrote me back and she said, thank you so much. I wish I'd just written you back right away. You have made me feel so much better. And the next day she sent me a video of her working out. She did her workout, and all it took was a sentence from me. Hey, I noticed you haven't checked in lately. Anything I can do to help and support you? It's so simple, but it means the world to these people who see themselves in this group of 150 people and think, I'm just that one person not showing up. How are they going to know? Like, how is it going to make a difference to anybody? But this is more to me than the $50 I get for selling a challenge pack. It's about helping women not feel the way that I felt 5 months ago. I don't want anybody to feel the way that I felt that way, like hopeless and alone. And I'm so thankful. I keep telling Erin that I'm in this place because of her. And I know that I've been the one that's shown up every day, but if it wasn't for her posting that, I probably would be worse off than I was 5 months ago. So it just shows how important community and being there for each other, and, you know, just reaching out to that one person, you could maybe turn them around after missing a couple days to just completely giving up on themselves. And that's all.
That's so amazing. Thank you so much for sharing. Courtney was side messaging me and she's like, we need to get new coaches sharing more often on these calls. And I really, really agree, because your story is incredible and beautiful. And I saw so many wet eyes around. Everybody totally resonates with what you had to say, and it was just beautiful. So thank you both for sharing. I know, for Courtney mentioned it, for us, we've been doing the sisterhood now like nearing 3 years. And in the beginning, it's very exciting and you can keep track of all of your members and it's easy to check in with everybody. But like, our community now is I think it's 1,300 people. Like, if someone doesn't show up, I don't notice, you know, and that sucks. So I really like listening to hear what you guys have to say about your communities, but I also know that that ours isn't as engaging as it used to be. And I know that a lot of coaches, new coaches who maybe don't have a partner or who maybe don't have 150 people in their communities, struggle with engagement. So I really hope that this will be helpful to everybody to help kind of boost that engagement. I do want to do a bit of a reflection exercise with everybody just to help to make sure that this is useful and valuable to you. So in the chat, I want to ask yourself this question. How committed are you? And like, be honest, nobody's looking at your answer. There's zero judgment here. This is for you. But how committed are you to your own personal journey? Like, truly, we talk often about, like, and put the numbers in the chat from a 1 to 10, 1 to 10. How, like, we talk often about how, like, your journey is your job, and you committed to your journey, committed to these programs, committed to going, like, and doing this as a lifestyle. That's the job, right? Natasha, 10. Yeah. Like, no shit. You're doing 75 hard again. I love that. But seriously, like, have a moment of reflection and think about, like, how truly committed are you to being your best? And that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to go all in and be hardcore and never have a glass of wine. Like, that's not what I'm saying at all. It's how committed are you to your journey and doing these programs. And then I want to say the next question, I hope everybody shared. How well, or how committed are you to sharing that? And I think that let's do it in 2 parts. How committed are you to sharing that publicly, like on social? And then how committed are you to sharing that in your challenge group, in your community? And really think about it, because
I know for me, when I share more authentically and vulnerably in the community does better. Like I went through such a hard time this summer. And when I shared that and did like that super vulnerable, scary video, the community was the best it's been. Everybody was engaged. Everybody felt connected. Everybody felt like we were in this together. And when you're going through hard or dark times or like sad times in your life, if you are committed to sharing that in the group, like even like what Ashlyn said, just showing up every single day because you're committed, that's what transforms communities. But showing up every day like it's easy. I loved how you said that, Ashlyn. Nothing is more like demotivating than thinking that everybody else is doing this easily, because it's not easy. It's not easy. So the more that you can share honestly, authentically, vulnerably, the stronger your community will be. Look at all these numbers. Court, did you want to jump in? You went off mute.
Oh, sorry. I didn't realize I did. Yeah, I mean, I just had made a note like that I need to share more. I'm 100% committed. I would give myself a 10 that I'm committed to sharing in my community, but I think there's a big difference between what you're actually doing, how you're showing up, right? Like you can be committed to doing that, but taking action is a huge other step. Like I am so focused on building my business right now that I'll admit that my action in my own community hasn't been at the level where it needs to be, and where it's like grooming other people to, you know, feel the same. Like I was even saying going forward in the new year with Control Freak, like I really want to be showing my check-in every day on social and showing my challengers how to show up in my community, right? By leading from the front. So
I think that we all have an incredible opportunity this coming launch with bod groups, with 9Me Control Freak, to do something on our own, to create our own bod group and to really own that with our people, like to show up in there with our people, to do it for them, with them. I keep having this thought and then forgetting it. But ultimately, how you show up is how they're going to show up. It's how you're going to teach your coaches to show up. So if you're going into your sweaty selfie with, did my workout and then gone, which like I do some days, I'm doing like before work, I'm like, done my workout and bye. Then that's all anybody else is going to do. Right. And like, obviously we are all busy. A lot of us have other jobs as well. And this is doing in pockets of time. But if you're not committed and actually showing up in your challenge group every single day in some capacity, then you can't expect anybody else to be doing that as well. How you lead, how you show up is how they are going to as well. So I hope that that's kind of a reality check for everybody. And I hope that you use 9Me Control Freak and your new bod group as an opportunity to be like, I'm committed to coming in this group every single day and sharing myself authentically and helping other people. Ultimately, guys, the job is to help people get results. To help people get results. That's it. It's not showing up on social media. It's not the fancy graphics. It's not doing a quote wall. It's helping other people get results. So think about how you can do that best. And in my personal experience, you can do that best by showing up, being there on the good days, the bad days, and showing them that they can too. That's it for tonight. Like Courtney said, we've wanted to make the calls this in December shorter. We know you guys are hella busy. We have the launch coming next week. There's so much going on with the holidays and everything. And the last thing we want to do is come on here and ramble and it not be value added for you. So that's the call tonight. We all hope you have an amazing Christmas. Spend some unplugged time with your family. Share your life a little bit on social so you don't go too dark. And get ready for like a massive friggin' 2021, because there are massive goals in this group. And I know there are so many massive businesses about to like explode in January. So super, super excited for everybody here. Have a great night. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Bye, guys.